So, sometimes we think of property as a thing that you own. That is, if you have property, therefore you are the owner. That is often true, of course. If you have a house or a farm or a ranch and you're on the title, then you are the owner. Fine. But, of course, there are all different kinds of property rights in a thing. And many different people can hold different rights in the same thing or the same land at the same time. You may have a credit card on you. Here's mine. If you look on the back of the credit card, it may say something like this. This card is the property of the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. It's my card. It has my name on it. But it's not. The bank owns the card. So, if someone were to take the card from me and I were to object and say, that's my card, that person might respond, well, actually, no, it's not. I read the card. The bank owns the card, and therefore, your claim is no better than mine. Of course, that's not so. How can it not be so if it is the bank that owns the card? And the answer is because I may not be the owner, but I have a kind of property right in the card. I have the right of possession. I have a better right and claim to possession than the person who stole my card. And I would get the card back, assuming the law was applied in the correct way. And another example. Let's say you own a house and you rent it out. The person to whom you rent, your tenant, takes the keys and starts to live in the house. You are still the owner. But let's say that you drive past your house one day where the tenant lives, and your neighbor has parked their car in your driveway. And you think to yourself, I don't want the neighbor parking their car in my driveway. I've got to get it off. So you bring an action. You might not go so far as to bring an action, but let's say that you do. You get a lawyer, you bring an action, you say, my neighbor's parking their car on my property. Problem is this. You are the owner, but you have a tenant. There is a lease, and the lease has transferred a kind of property in the house. What is that transfer? You have transferred possession and occupation of the house. It is now your tenant with the right to exclude from that property. Your neighbor, and for that matter, you. You are still the owner, but the right to exclude at this moment rests with the tenant. Okay? So you can have multiple kinds of property interest in the same thing. Do not think of ownership as equivalent to property. The bank, of course, owns a property interest, holds a property interest in your land if you have given them a mortgage, a security interest. It doesn't mean they have possession. It doesn't mean they can sell the land. It is a kind of property interest.